Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Catherine Ann. Today's video is super special as I am having my mom, a nurse of 37 years, on my channel. I don't know why, I have never really thought about doing this in the 4 years that my channel has been a thing, but she is on today, and I will say, this is only the first video of 3 videos I will be putting out of an interview with her. Today we are talking all about her nursing school journey, why she went into nursing school, and then in the second and third video we will be talking more about the healthcare system, changes that she has seen in the healthcare system, things that she has done back in the 80s that she could not imagine doing today. And then lastly, for the third video, we talk all about her nursing career and what it has looked like over 37 years. So make sure you are subscribed to my channel and hit that little notification bell to get notified when those videos will be coming out, which will be over the next 2 weeks. So today is video 1 of 3 with my mom, Denise, a nurse of 37 years. Thanks, Mom, for coming on my channel. Okay, so for the first video, we're gonna talk all about starting your nursing career. Yep. So first, tell me why you wanted to go into nursing. And to preface this, everyone, I don't know any of these answers. So this is all genuine reaction of what my mom's going to be sharing with me.
I graduated in 1983 from high school.
Yes.
And so in 1981, or in 1982, I went to a candy striping class at the hospital.
Okay.
And a candy striper was a white and pink uniform that you'd wear, and that you could be a volunteer at the hospital.
Okay.
And you'd give out flowers, work at the gift shop, and talk to patients.
Okay.
So that's how I got started.
And that's why you wanted to go into nursing?
I knew I wanted to help people. Okay. You know, the typical want to help people. So that was my first experience with it.
And who wanted to go into nursing first, you or Aunt Debbie? I
think probably Aunt Debbie, because I also thought about business and going to like Bloomsburg.
Really?
I got approved. I mean, I got accepted at Bloomsburg for that.
For business?
They don't. You didn't.
Gen Eds.
Gen Eds.
Okay.
Because you didn't have to go into a nursing program or anything.
Okay.
At that point.
All right, so tell me about, so that's why you went into nursing. Mm-hmm. So tell me about your nursing school experience. Also, your nursing school experience with having your identical twin sister with you in nursing school.
I went back to the high school and decided that I was going to look into what programs were out there.
Okay.
So you'd have to meet with a guidance counselor, and then they put all this information into a system.
Yeah.
And they were the only ones that had this system. There was no computer that we could look at. So then you had to go back a week later, and then they would say, this is what your personality style looks like for the types of jobs you could have. Or career paths. So nursing was on there, and I knew I wanted to be somewhat at home, like Pennsylvania. So I wanted to be within 3 to 4 hours. Okay. I'm thinking. I can't quite remember, but I knew I didn't want to go away.
Yeah.
So I had, Grandpa Monty had said that Lankenau was a really good hospital, teaching hospital, and it was a state-of-the-art hospital for hearts, and that they had a nursing program. Okay. So I went with my mom and Deb, and we went down there to see how it was, and met with the instructors, and got in.
And that was that.
That was it.
That was that. Nothing else.
No, and Deb and I sort of enjoyed the thought that we were going to go to nursing school together.
Yeah.
And we could take the train there because we used public transportation then. You didn't have a car. So we'd have to take a bus, or Mom would drop us off at the Amtrak on a Monday. At like 5 in the morning, we'd be at school. By 7 or 8 at the latest. And then we would use SEPTA to go downtown if we had any clinicals at any of the other hospitals.
So what was it like with Aunt Debbie in nursing school with you? You and Aunt Debbie went to each other's classes because you're so identical. You could do that.
We had the same. We had the same college classes at the same time.
Yes.
So she might go to anatomy and physiology, and I'd go to micro, and then we could leave the college 4 hours early.
So
'Cause
then
we
the
had
other
each
one
other's-
didn't have to go
At all.
at all, and you would just teach each other
Correct.
the information. Okay, but did you ever go to a class for Aunt Debbie and sit in as her and vice versa?
Not technically, no, because
Okay.
there was no time that we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nursing classes, we sort of always were at the same class together.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole class. Our class was probably only 40 people.
Yes,
So we all
it's
sat
small.
we all sat together.
But for a gen ed class at Eastern, you wouldn't be like,
we
hey,
would be like,
Deb, I'm
gonna
going to this one.
I'm going to this one. You go to that one, and we'll meet up in 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll take the train home.
Okay,
Like
okay.
back to our dorms.
So you never
And then-
were like, I'm Deb,
No.
or vice
No.
versa.
No,
I'm
now,
Denise.
If she didn't come and an instructor or a professor said, like, which one are you?
Yeah.
I just say my sister wasn't feeling good today. And I
Yeah,
just
and
leave
you
it
didn't
at
say a
that.
name.
No.
That's funny. That's great. Okay, so what was your first job coming out of nursing school?
My very first job I took after nursing school, I graduated, took my boards,
Yeah.
and then took a hospital job, which was at York Hospital. I was not prepared for the job I took. I took
I feel like no one feels like
step-down
that.
unit job on a oncology, half oncology, half vent dependent, long-term chronic dependent.
Talk about scary coming out of
trach.
nursing school.
Uh-huh. And
That's
I was-
intimidating.
And I was 20.
Oh,
I
yes, you were
started when
20
I was
years
20.
old.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I remember that first year, they sort of, because it was a teaching hospital, they sort of like pushed you into that charge nurse role on day shift, like within 3 months of being there. And I was like,
Were
I'm
you not still on orientation?
You didn't have orientation. I know. I didn't even know, like, if I had to go and get blood,
Yeah.
I didn't even know where the blood bank was. I'd be like, I have to go down this old elevator and then cross
To the
over to the
basement.
basement,
Yes.
cross up to the next set of elevators. I'd not even ever been in that hospital because it wasn't in my county.
Mm-hmm.
It was 40 minutes away. But that was the first time that Deb was in the, my twin sister
Yeah.
was in, she was at Lancaster General. And I said I was not going to work at the same hospital she worked at.
So Aunt Debbie has been at Lancaster General
38
since
years.
the beginning of her nursing career.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that job at York Hospital on a step-down unit, working day shift. And
That you were
everything
not prepared for.
And everything was 8 hours. You didn't have 12-hour
Yes.
shifts yet.
Okay.
So you worked 5 days a week, every other weekend. So you had one day
Yes.
off a week. It was $10.60 an hour. That's what I started at, $10.60.
At 60 an hour as a registered nurse.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then within 2 years, I went to Lancaster General, then moved to Baltimore. And when I worked on the John Hopkins, which was the old Francis Scott Key Hospital.
That's right.
Then I think I made $14 an hour, maybe 15, but it was somewhere around 14.
Okay.
Yeah, like within 2 years, 2-3 years.
I think it's safe to say you wouldn't pick that job again.
Never.
Yeah. You would never
there's-
pick that as your first job.
When you're 20, you don't have enough knowledge, life skills
Yes.
to be able to manage death and
Oncology,
dying.
yes.
And you think, oh, that'll be okay. They're older. They've learned their life lessons. They've had opportunity. No, there's a lot of people that are young. Adults that are having end of life experiences, and I wasn't prepared for hospice and end of life.
Yeah.
I was
And-
just starting my nursing career, and I wanted hope and dreams and aspirations, kind of thing. So really, my next set of jobs that I picked was orthopedics.
Totally
No-
opposite.
Because orthopedics, everybody gets better.
Yes.
Well,
hopefully. but-
hopefully, because I picked an elective surgical floor.
Yeah. Oh.
Hips and knees.
Yes. That
Everybody
it
gets
was
better.
elective surgeries.
Yeah, it was elective
Yes.
surgeries.
It wasn't something they were falling into.
No.
Like
No.
oncology.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I stayed with that.
Okay. My next question was would you change your career? Why or why not? But you already covered that. We'll save your career now for our
Yes.
third video.
Yep.
Okay. And then last question, what advice would you give younger nurses, brand new nurses starting their nursing career?
There's probably a few.
Okay.
But I would say the biggest one that I have always stuck by when I think about it is listen to your patient. Because that is so important, because they know their body, they know what they're experiencing, and even if you haven't picked up on those small cues with doing your assessment, they know that there might be something wrong.
Yes.
So if they're saying it, it's almost, you have to believe it.
Which you've run into that a few times with, I think I remember you telling stories about PEs, pulmonary embolisms,
my
with
very
patients.
my very first person I had to do CPR on.
Oh.
She had a PE, post hip replacement. I mean, post orthopedic.
Orthopedic,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sure it was a hip.
Yeah.
And she told her family right then and there, I'm not feeling well. Don't leave me. I'm going to die. And of course they left because they didn't believe her. They thought she had anxiety. And I stayed with her, and within minutes, I could see that she, something was happening. And so at that time we had boards, the head and foot boards would come off. You could put that under their back.
Okay.
And you had to call your own code. So I asked, we had LPNs
So
then.
foreign.
So I asked my LPN to stay in the room with me. And so she did. And I guess we did have our own crash cart too, but we didn't have to use it. Someone would pull it from the hallway.
Yes, yeah. You bring it down the hallway to the doorway.
But we had to call it ourselves. So
there was no code blue button in the back of the bed.
Yes, there was.
Oh, there was. Okay.
But it was your voice saying it. There was not like
it wasn't the
else.
Overhead.
No, I was the overhead.
Okay.
So you literally, I said to the patient, you're going to be okay. I'm just going to put this board behind your back. I'm going to lay you flat. And as soon as I laid her flat, she stopped breathing. I started CPR, pushed the button. The LPN went and got the crash cart, came in. By that point, I was already saying, code blue, red, room, so-and-so. You have to do it like 3 times.
Yes, yeah.
With all your adrenaline. I had never done it before.
Well,
so,
yeah.
I think I was maybe 21, 22.
So
I wasn't older than that.
1 to 2 years into your career.
Yeah. And so the team came. The doctor was there because that's how it happened. In the 80s. And so the doctor's like, what is the time down? And I laughed. I was like, there wasn't any. And he was like, well, there had to have been 2 or 3 minutes. I was like, no, there was absolutely none.
No time down. I was
no
here.
time down.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild. Okay. Well, that does it for starting your nursing career. The next topic we're going into is the healthcare system and how it has changed from the 80s to now. But that will be the second video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I want to tell you about Pretty Farm Girl. Pretty Farm Girl is the makeup that I am wearing currently, but also in this interview, and my mom is also wearing Pretty Farm Girl in this interview. Pretty Farm Girl is a natural and organic cosmetic brand based out of a small farm in Florida. I wear their products every single day. I use their products in the shower. I absolutely love their cleansing grains and their pomegranate glow serum. That is my ultimate favorite. So to get 10% off your order of Pretty Farm Girl, use the code KATHERINEANNRN.